I believe if you don't have fans, and if you're running a business and you don't have fans, unfortunately, I don't think you have a business. The reality is, customers are transactional; they come and go from time to time, but fans never leave.
Greetings, leaders, and welcome to another episode of Leadership is Podcast, Season 3, Episode 15, with my special guest, Mr. Jesse Cole, who is the founder of Fans First Entertainment and the owner of the Savannah Bananas. He's a fanatic about fandom and launched the Savannah Bananas with one mission: to spark a fan-focused movement. Whether at the ballpark, social media, on stage delivering keynotes, in features for ESPN and Entrepreneur, or in his first book, Find Your Yellow Tux, Jesse continues to create fans all over the world. Hey, welcome, Jesse.
Excited to be with you.
Very good, very good. So besides what I've just, stated about you, if you can let our audience know more of who you are and what you do.
Of course. Well, I am a husband to my amazing wife, Emily, and we own the Savannah Bananas, and we have three kids. We are foster parents to two beautiful daughters, and we have a biological son. And we run a baseball team that's more like a circus, Savannah Bananas. 6.5 years ago, we came here with the mission to make baseball fun and proceeded to only sell a handful of tickets in our first few months and overdrafted our account. And by January of 2016, we were out of money and had to sell our house, empty out our savings account, and we're sleeping on an airbed. So 6.5 years ago, we were struggling mightily, but then we went all in on going fans first and making it an entire show and experience here. And from a senior citizen dance team called the Banana Nanas to a male cheerleading team called the Mananas to dancing players and to a brand new game called Banana Ball that we've invented. We've been fortunate now to sell out every single game, and our wait list is over 80,000 for tickets, and we're no longer sleeping on an airbed, so we're having a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. So what really sparked that? Like, why that particular sport?
What sparked what now?
Why that particular sport, like baseball? Like, why, or why that particular sport?
Well, I grew up playing baseball my whole life, and it's one bond me and my dad had, and I played it and enjoyed playing it, but watching it was something that really it was too boring. It was too slow. It was too long. So had an opportunity to get into the game after I finished playing and said, this is an opportunity to really change the game and make it more fun.
Yeah, awesome, man. Awesome. So if you can, even a little more with this, as it relates to our audience and the Leadership is Podcast, so what is your definition of leadership?
Well, I don't think in terms of definitions, but as far as leader, there's a difference between a manager and a leader. You know, People don't want to be managed. People want to be led. So a leader is someone who inspires. A leader is someone who sets an example, who's a role model that casts a vision of where to go. Anyone that's a leader, they have a following that's taking them somewhere, a destination that's exciting. And so a great leader casts that vision, and they inspire by not only how they lead, but how they set the example for the people that are following them.
So when you're speaking of following, and then and your kick, your push and passion is fandom. So what is what is the importance? Why are fans so important?
I believe if you don't have fans, and if you're running a business and you don't have fans, unfortunately, I don't think you have a business. The reality is, customers are transactional; they come and go from time to time, but fans never leave. And so, if you focus on building fans, creating fans, that means you're creating a product or an experience that really makes an impact, that really connects with someone. So everything we do is fans. It's the name of our business is Fans First Entertainment. Every decision we make, we ask ourselves, is it fans first? When you buy a ticket to the Savannah Bananas, there's no ticket fees. There's no convenient fees. Every ticket here at our ballpark in Savannah is all inclusive. So all your burgers, hot dogs, chicken sandwiches, soda, water, popcorn, dessert is all included. When you buy merchandise from us, you never pay shipping if you're in the United States. Everything we do is try to create fans. And what's happened, now, fortunately, we have, almost 4 million, over 4 million social media followers. We have 2 million more fans on TikTok than any Major League Baseball team. And we're fortunate to do hundreds of orders every single day all over the world of merchandise.
That's awesome, man. I'm so glad that you said this, that customers are transactional, and but fans are like for forever. or fans are forever. So how do you turn, a customer into a fan? Like, I'm quite sure that many business owners would like to know how to crack that code. How do you turn a customer into a fan?
Well, I share it in my newest book, Fans First, the 5 E's to creating raving fans. And, it starts by putting yourself in the customer's shoes and looking at every friction point, every frustration point, and eliminating them. So the 5 E's to create raving fans are: eliminate friction. And from the customer's point of view, entertain always. And entertain means to provide enjoyment, to provide amusement every step of the way, every interaction you have with customers. And the third E is to experiment constantly. How are you inventing on behalf of your customers, bringing new things, new ideas to create a better experience? The fourth E is engage deeply. Do for one what you wish you could do for many is a great quote from Andy Stanley. So it's listening carefully to your fans and responding in creative ways. And finally, the last E is empower action. And so that is, how do you empower yourself and empower your team to take these chances, to take these risks, and start doing more for fans, not focusing on revenue, focusing on fans. And I think most businesses, they focus so much on creating short-term profits. We focus on creating long-term fans. So if you follow those 5 E's, or even just do one of them, you can make a huge impact.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That is really awesome. How can well, it's a question for a later time. So, if you can give our audience three leadership tips, really based on what you believe in as leadership, and tying in, the whole fandom and converting or changing a customer into a fan, if you can, if all of that could be blended in.
Well, I just kind of went through it. I mean, those 5 E's.
Yeah.
I mean, the starting point of all innovation is eliminating the friction from your customer's point of view. So one way to do that from a business standpoint is to literally put yourself in their shoes. So for instance, every night here at the ballpark in Savannah, one of our staff members goes undercover as a fan. We park with the fans, we walk in with the fans, we sit with the fans, we eat with the fans, we stand in line with the fans, and we write down all of those friction points, all of the frustration points on how we can make that experience better. So my question for a leader, a business owner: when was the last time you went on your website to try to buy from you? When was the last time you called and got your voicemail? When was the last time you showed up to your brick and mortar place and tried to get served? Last time you sent an email, how long did it take to get responded to? You need to focus on metrics that matter most to your customers, mostly business.
Most to them: sales,
revenue,
profits,
etc. Focus on metrics that matter most to them. How long to get responded to? For us at our stadium, we keep track of how long lines are. We don't let anybody stand in line for longer than 5 minutes. If you order something on your website, how long until you get it? Amazon is the best at this. So, the number one leadership thing, to be a business owner and create fans, is really to eliminate the frustration points. You can't even play the game of creating fans if you're still creating friction points for them. So, there's so much more I believe in. From whatever's normal, do the exact opposite. No one gets excited about normal. So for instance, a normal baseball game: too long, too slow, too boring. I mean, our players do choreographed dances, and we come up to bat with bats on fire. We play in stilts, and we play in kilts. We've even played in stilettos. Normal doesn't get people talking. So how do you do things that are a little different? Attention beats marketing 1000% of the time. We talk about that. Everyone has a marketing plan, but the question is, how many people have an attention plan? If you want to get the hearts of your customers, turn them into fans, you first have to get their eyes and their ears. So we literally, every week, we have meetings on what can we do that's over the top to create attention and continue to create new fans. So there's a lot. Obviously we've written 2 books about what we've done, but I think that the reality is, put yourself in the fans' shoes every step of the way. And when you start doing that, you start seeing things differently.
Man, I love your energy. I love your passion about what you're talking about here. So let me ask you a quick question here. What advice would you give to your younger self, or an entrepreneur that's thinking about doing something like what you're doing? Like going against the status quo, in other words. So what advice would you give to them?
Herb Kelleher, the famous founder of Southwest Airlines, a few years
Yeah.
into Southwest, he was asked the question by a reporter. He asked, "What's your business strategy?" He thought about it for a second, and he said,